Okay, yeah, so Loopy Pro, that makes sense.
Yeah, and he has a helix on the ground.
Right, right. That's
Yeah.
you know what? I don't like to pause, but I have to say this right off the bat. This makes a lot of sense because you're the only other looper I know that uses his feet to control a second device. So this actually makes a lot of sense, bro.
Dude, yeah, it's so much better in my opinion because like there's so many maneuvers that I do that are just like um yeah, it's like because I can do three things at once, like left hand, right hand, and my feet. So I actually do three things at once. Or sometimes it's like I'm holding the mic and then two other things. And at some point you get used to the whole like yeah, using your feet type of thing, type of maneuver. Like yeah, like my Beatland track for example, like the well now it's called Green Turds if you saw my channel, but
Yeah, I saw that.
the
Yep.
wow what yeah
Yeah.
yeah. That one I actually like, I time it with my feet. Wow. And the it's the pitch glide thing. I trigger it with my feet, with my right foot, and I just step on my SY, and it comes out, and it's like, and I time it like, I tried it with my hand, but the timing just doesn't come out as right for some reason. It's just better with my feet.
So
It's
you heard it here first, guys. Looping is better with your feet. Give it a
yeah.
shot.
I mean, yeah. Try like actually try it out.
All
You
right.
have a
Yeah.
second device.
Let's
Yeah.
get into the video.
Alright, this is a song about falling in love with life. Hope you're ready. Shining light through closed eyes. My bliss, my pain, my life I claim. I want it all. I want it all. A soul. A tear of joy. My love, my shame, what's mine I claim. I want it all, 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 I want it
Yeah.
All right. I just wanted to make sure. I thought like there might have been like something else at the end. All right, I'll let you lead this one, man.
I mean, yeah, dude, this song gets me every time. It's like the sound quality is absolutely like he just, 7 seconds in the future. Like he just one step ahead, you know. um yeah, and it's crazy how he's doing all that, and it's like for me what's impressive is the performance aspect of it. It's like you see him changing things on his iPad, and you see how you can feel how the evolution of the song is going along with like his maneuvers, which compared to like what some other people do, which is also great, which is like more towards the automated side. Obviously, what Kristof is doing here is also like a lot of it is automated, but it's like a good mix in my opinion. It's a good balance between um like automated playing like MIDI files pretty much and actually showing his process. And I feel like what Kristof does that like I don't do, for example, is like he actually sings into his mic and then does like for example that sound he did at the start after the drums, or like usually his like dubstep basses, for example, for kickback battle, he actually does it on the drop on the spot, and I feel like that's a really good performance aspect that a lot of people don't really do nowadays. Yeah.
You
What do you
know,
think?
I really liked it. I've always I seen people use Loopy Pro a few times now. I think the first time I seen it was with Mr. Esso. Seen him use it a couple times. I think he used it actually for his wildcard for the Clip 2v2 recently. I can't remember. Might be a little bit off for
Um,
that.
so what he did for that wildcard, I think he just used it as a MIDI controller.
Right, because
I
his main
yeah,
device was
yeah.
broken at the time. Yeah, I remember that now. But yeah,
Yep,
I
yep.
was gonna ask. So this is obviously like a newer, quote unquote, like newer kind of software, right? It's on
Definitely.
an iPad, like you said. Do you think there's like any, if people were to use this in a competition, is there like any like advantage they'd have over someone who just traditionally uses like an MK2?
Well, yeah, I definitely say so, but then it's also it goes back to the whole single device versus
Yeah.
like yeah, two device debate because it's it's hard in very different ways. As in, if I were to use only one device, I would be worse. But then a lot of people who don't even know how the SY works, for example, even if they were given the device, they wouldn't know their way around it and they wouldn't create, you know, um, maybe up to par stuff than their one device stuff. So it's more about, and like Loopy Pro is just that times 10 in a way that there are so many options that like Biscuit talked about that a little bit of why he doesn't use the Mark II is like he feels like there's option paralysis,
Hmm.
which I totally feel with Loopy Pro and producing sometimes, as in because you have so much freedom to do everything.
Yeah.
Like I find myself spending like 5 hours on this one sound, and it's so much more work, and it's like there's no reason for you to have a bad mix, for example. Um, when you have so many resources, but when you're just on a Mark II, for example, especially for people who know the device well, like there's more leniency to it, and it's more people view it in a different light. Um, so yeah, I feel like just probably psychologically, the fact that I put like my my plastic box on the table and then
Yeah.
and my second device on the ground, it's like I feel like psychologically that might help. Like people might think it's a little more impressive than it is. Um, that's just something on the back of my head, but I definitely say so because the capabilities are just there's so much more you can do with Loopy Pro, and I do feel like it's the future of looping to some extent. Like probably not competitions as much. Like I think the Mark II would still be a staple in competitions.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, a lot more people are getting into it, and there are people like Kristof who are absolutely killing it. So
Yeah, it's exactly my train of thought as well. I feel like I kind of said that. You mentioned like the whole multiple device kind of conversation. I've always said in my videos that, when you start adding multiple devices, it just allows you much more freedom of creativity, right? And this is exactly what that is. It seems like it's going even further in that direction, right? So yeah, it'll be very interesting to see where this kind of like goes in the future, right? You said Kristof is like an advocate for this. I've seen other people use it as well. So just a matter of time, right? For, it'll probably be
yeah,
the staple kind of thing going forward. But as you said, the MK2 will always be, a staple in the loop station scene, I think, which is for a good thing for the most part.
yeah,
But yeah, in terms of this routine, I liked it a lot. Um, it's not really much else to say that you haven't said already, but I was gonna say Kristof, like I've been like, I enjoy Kristof's stuff, but I haven't been following him as much as others. I think like obviously I've seen the most of him when he was competing at the kickback battle, which he obviously won. So yeah, I haven't really seen
yeah,
too much of him since then. He has been like relatively inactive in the battle scene, but yeah, we got a lot of videos here that I have missed out on. So this is absolutely like very interesting and also very incredible to watch. Kind of seeing like the beginning stages of people using this Loopy Pro, right, and seeing the capabilities that it could potentially bring to the loop station scene. So it's really cool to see, man.
yeah. And one thing I would just like to add on as well is it's really interesting to see how people are using Loopy Pro differently as well. Um, like Newfie you saw like Mr. Suo's wildcard for GBB. I assume that's what you saw. He used
Yeah,
Loopy Pro and
yeah,
yeah. I think his track's called "Where Are You Now." I think. Yeah, guys, stream it on Spotify. Stream Mr. Suo's music on Spotify. But anyways, it's like people what I was getting at is people use it differently, as in what Kristof is doing kind of. It's like using Loopy Pro as a upgrade from the Mark II. He's still using the Helix.
yeah.
He's like he's recording sounds into Loopy Pro, and then he's doing amazing stuff with it because Loopy Pro can do a lot more things than the Mark II, given your way around it. But then there are also people like Inky or like Asuo who are just using Loopy Pro and are actually using plugins inside to create like new sounds and using effects there as kind of the source of the sounds they're making and the sound design that they're working off of. So yeah, that's just something really cool that I feel like people can really go many different ways with Loopy Pro. So I'm excited to see what's coming from people. Yeah,
Awesome, man. All right,
yeah,
so that's it for this video, guys. Yeah, again, just nothing really much else to say about that. That's probably going to be the future of the loop station scene, as we said. So really interesting to see the kind of early stages of this kind of trajectory. So if you guys enjoyed what you heard here, links in the description to the original video. Also, link to Kristof's channel as well. Go leave him a like on this video. Go sub to his channel if you want to support him. But if you want to support me, leave a like on this video. You sub to my channel. Check out my Discord channel. Links in the description to that as well. And Duncan.
yeah. And if you want to support me, you can find me on YouTube and Instagram under Duncan Loops. Thank you.
And other than that, guys, we will see you in the next Beatbox Reaction video.